Drew writes in, says, "Hey, Zach, longtime fan since your Manziel analysis from last year. Keep up the good work, and I'm happy that you seem like you're in a better place mentally compared to back then. Relating to that, how do you feel about your presentation changes over the course of SOS so far? Are Hawaiian shirts here to stay for the rest of the time?" I guess it just says the rest of time. So, first of all, Drew, I made that Manziel video in my college dorm room back in the day. The audio, by the way, is really echoey. I think it was on a white background, like just a solid white wall. Now I have my own place. I live in my own place that I rent out, and I use the master bedroom as a studio. I have my own studio, which is pretty crazy and cool, my humble little studio. I have a plastic table that I record on, and I got a curtain behind me. And I got to say, some people hate on my set sometimes, and I honestly strongly disagree with people that don't like the way I record the show. I love it. I love the curtains behind me. I know that they're boring. That's kind of intentional. I don't think I want a crazy visual presentation. I don't need to be in a high-rise in New York flexing on the fact that I have a river view. I don't need that. First of all, I don't have that. I just the curtains are cheap and they're simple. And the point of this show is what I'm saying. This is a podcast. This is the ideas coming out of my mouth are what I hope is the central focus of this show. I wear a Hawaiian shirt because it's comfortable and because it stands out well good on the background, and I like it. It's who I am. Are Hawaiian shirts here to stay? I hope so. I'm looking for more. I mean, the parameter of what shirt I wear on the podcast is pretty limited because I want a shirt that's comfortable, that is not super sweaty or hot, that is colorful because it stands out on the background. That's a tough ask, and so that's why I wear so many duplicates. People are like, well, why do you wear the same shirt every episode? I have 5 of these shirts now, by the way, and I literally couldn't find it anymore. I had to go to Ross, and it's the only place I found this shirt, and I went to like multiple Rosses to find this exact shirt in my area. This shirt you can't buy online. I'll never find it again. I'm very sad about it. I've tried very hard to do that. But it's because there's very rarely a shirt I wear that I go, this is what I want to wear on the podcast. I love it. Now, my background, I think that the curtains, they're cheap, they're simple, they're great. That was my girlfriend's idea. She's not here, but that's where she sits when we do work in the office. And I genuinely like it. I think it's a good answer. One of my favorite things I do on the show is that when a coach gets fired, I make it look like the coach peering out from behind the curtains to make it look like they're like the curtains closing on that coach. And I kind of hate the disdain. People are like, you should have a better studio. Look, I'm not a former NFL player with 15 employees and millions of dollars behind me. I don't have a gigantic... I'm not jealous of that person. And that person actually follows me on Instagram. He's a really good guy. But I don't have the resources some people have. And I think it's a bit ridiculous, the expectation. Like, why don't you have a crazy dope set? It's like, well, this is first of all, what I like and my speed and what I'm happy with. I also don't have the resources to make a gigantic, crazy, impressive set. I have enough to do what I do, and I like it. I'm happy with that. It's enough. And again, even if I had better resources and a gigantic deal with a huge company, I think I'd still have something kind of like this because this is who I am as a person. It's simple, it's laid back, and that's what I am, and it's what I try to be. And so I don't see this changing. Like I'm looking forward to moving at some point. I'm really excited about a move I'm going to make hopefully next year to a place I really want to go badly. And even when I move and I have a new place that I can change the studio background, I'm probably going to keep the curtains because I like it and that's good enough for me. And that's what I like. And maybe someday down the road, it'll be better and cooler. But I like the lo-fi, low-key, approach I have now with my presentation. It's good enough for me. And again, the focus of this show are the words being said and the ideas shared from guests and from myself and from the audience sending in questions. So this show is about ideas, not about the visual presentation. So I'm very, very happy with the way things look and the way things sound, and they're good enough for me.